Hi, this is a short video that's going to demonstrate the latest and greatest features for sample trapping or fire ant vial pickup on the mobile app. So I've already logged in and I have fetched the data. So fetching the data is really key before you go out in the field. So you can fetch the data over here by clicking Fetch from Web App and Fetch Data, or you can also come up to the top right and select this little refresh and click Fetch from Web App. And what that'll do is it'll grab all the data and put it on the app so you can take it out in the field with you. And so it only fetches deployed vials. It's not going to grab 5,000 or 20,000 retrieved vials and clog up the map. So right now it's only set up to fetch vials that have been deployed into the field. So I'm going to actually switch offline. The app will, if you go out of service, it will automatically switch offline. So I've switched offline, and I'm going to deploy my first vial. So the way you deploy a vial is you come over here to this plus and you click it, and then you click Deploy Sample. And you'll see a target will open up, and you can come over here and focus on your vial, and it'll pop up a form. It'll take the tag or the vial tag, vial QR code. It'll read it. It'll put it here. It'll create a timestamped name with your initials as well as that tag. So I can come on over here. I can type some information. Set the trap type. All these starred fields are required. It automatically timestamps when you click the deployed button. You can say the target field status. I'm going to say unknown because I'm deploying it. I can also set my targets. I can set my baits. And so you see here, I have an option for repeat. If I set it to repeat, then the next vial that I drop is going to catch all this same information, obviously, except for the timestamp and the tag. So I'm going to hit save. And it closes this. And the next thing I do, when I want to drop my next vial, I click the plus. I click deploy. And I'm going to scan my next one. So this one's Lab 905, and you can see all this information is filled in, so I can just hit save, closes the form, and I'll show you, and then I'm going to go and do one more, deploy, and scan this. So you can see pretty quick, then save. Sorry, I'm using a mouse with the iPad, so it's a little bit slow to kind of navigate around versus just clicking buttons with your finger. So I'm going to click this, deploy again. And let's say I can't scan for some reason. I can click the back arrow, and it'll take me to the form where I can then manually fill it in. And it works the same way. So there's also another way I can deploy. I can click the plus. I can also come down here to sample trap, new point, and it'll essentially do the same thing as clicking the deploy and the back arrow. So just a few different ways of doing the same exact thing. Okay, I'm going to actually just scan one more to show you something. I'm going to scan this. The iPad doesn't really like barcodes, it likes the QR codes better. So you can see it's a kind of hard, doesn't really like to read this. It works a little bit better on Android, but you can see in this case, like, it just doesn't like this kind of barcode very quickly. So just to kind of show you some of the issues you may have. So, okay. So, great. I've deployed 6 sample traps. You can see here they're all kind of clustered in the same area. If I want to split out the clusters, I can come up here to my menu, go to Settings, and I have an option to split out my really close clusters. So I can come back to this map, and you'll see that it splits them all out individually. And you can see that they're red, which means they're saved offline. The other thing for symbology is they're round, and round means that they've been that they are deployed. So I'm going to now kind of show you the workflow of retrieving the vials. So there's a few different ways to retrieve the vial. One way is you can click on the vial and you can see where you are. I mean, I'm sitting in my office, so they're all clustered in the same place. But if you're standing next to one, that's like 100 meters from the other one, you'll see the blue dot of your GPS and you'll know what you're standing next to. So you can click on it on the map and it'll open up this form. I can click Retrieved and save. So you can see it changed my circle to a square, which means this vial has been retrieved. Other ways of collecting a deployed vial are to search for it. I can come over here to my search, and it orders them in order of proximity. I can say click on one, and on this list, I can also select it, and again, set it to retrieved. If I detect a sample in the field, I can select detected, and you'll see that it actually changes my symbol to a triangle for detected. There's a few other ways I can come down here to as well. I can come down here to features, and I can select sample traps, and this gives me a list of all of my sample traps. The ones that have green check marks have been retrieved. So I can actually select one from the list, and again, I can set my status to retrieved. And you can see when I set it to retrieved, it timestamps when you retrieved it, as well as who retrieved it. So, what about scanning, you ask? Good question. Come back to the map, click this plus right here, and you can click Retrieve Sample. My scanner opens, and it allows me to scan. And once I scan one, if it's already been deployed, it automatically goes to retrieved. Changes the status, and I hit save. So pretty quick workflow for retrieving samples. So let's say, for example, I have an issue where I go to retrieve, and for some reason, my scanner is just not working, right? The vial's dirty or something. So I'm trying to scan this, and it doesn't work. So I just click the back arrow. It'll automatically just take me to the search, to which I can either pick one or I can type in the tag, and then I can click on it and change its status to retrieved. So you have a number of different options for updating your samples, your vials. So if I come over here to this features list and I go to sample traps over here, I can get a pretty good quick look along the line of like which ones have been retrieved and which ones are still out there, right? So if I click on this one, I can be like retrieved or possibly not found maybe. So that's, in a nutshell, how to deal with deploying and retrieving the vials. So now I'm done, and I'm offline, and I'm going to go back online, and I'm going to push my data. So I come back online mode, push the data, and it will all go in. And you can see actually when the data has been synced online, it changes the actual colors of these. I mean, everything's like red when you're in offline mode, but when you're online mode, you have shape and color symbology. So that's the sample trap setup. And if you have any questions, please let us know.